What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by and checking out week 1 of our small group study on our series, Asking for a Friend. Hey, and in this series, what we're doing, we're looking at difficult issues of faith, like questions we have about Christianity, about Jesus, about life, about the Bible, and that's what we're tackling right now. So thanks for stopping by and checking out week 1. Whether you're watching this by yourself, whether you're watching in a small group, thanks for checking it out. I'm just chilling here with my reindeer pillow, but we're going to jump right into this thing. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you ever get tired of waiting? Like, think about it. Think about your text messages. When you're texting your friend and those 3 dots pop up, you know what I'm talking about? Like the 3 dots, like these 3 dots. Yeah, it's torture seeing those 3 dots pop up in a text message and just waiting on the text message to pop up, and it never does, right? Maybe you've, waited in line at a food place, maybe like McDonald's or Chipotle or, something like that. You've waited in line to get food, okay? That's torture, right? You're waiting and waiting. Kills you. Oh, how about this? You've been on YouTube before, and the buffering wheel pops up. Oh, it's the worst, right? Waiting is terrible. We hate it. Waiting in line at theme parks. We all hate waiting on stuff. All right, so what we're talking about is this. Okay, we're talking about a story in the Bible about a guy named Lazarus who had to wait. All right, and what we're going to discuss is why do bad things happen? Why do bad things happen in life? Why do bad things happen to good people? All right, so let's check this out. Let's jump right in and read this story. This is John chapter 11. In John chapter 11, starting in verse 1, it says, "A man named Lazarus was sick. He lived in Bethany with his sisters Mary and Martha. This is the Mary who later poured the expensive perfume on the Lord's feet and wiped them with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was sick. So the 2 sisters sent a message to Jesus telling him, 'Lord, your dear friend is very sick.'" Check that out. They say dear friend, okay? Like that means this guy is close to Jesus. Verse 4, it says, "But when Jesus heard about it, he said, 'Lazarus' sickness will not end in death. He's not going to die. No, it happened for the glory of God, so that the Son of God will receive glory from this.' So although Jesus loved Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, he stayed where he was for the next 2 days. Finally, he said to his disciples, 'Let's go back to Judea.' But his disciples objected. 'Rabbi,' they said, 'only a few days ago the people in Judea were trying to kill you, trying to stone you. Are you going there again?' Jesus replied, 'There are 12 hours of daylight every day. During the day, people can walk safely. They can see because they have the light of this world. But at night there is the danger of stumbling because they have no light.' Then he said, 'Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but now I will go wake him up.'" Okay. So in verse 12 it says, "The disciples said, 'Lord, if he is sleeping, he'll get better soon. He will soon get better.' They thought they meant that Lazarus was simply sleeping, but Jesus meant Lazarus had died. So he told them plainly, 'Lazarus is dead. And for your sakes, I'm glad I wasn't there, for now you will really believe. Come, let's go see him.' Thomas, nicknamed the twin, said to his fellow disciples, 'Let's go too and die with Jesus.'" Because they think Jesus is going to die when he goes back to Judea, back to this place where people tried to kill him before. When Jesus arrived at Bethany, he was told that Lazarus had already been in the grave for 4 days. Lazarus died 4 days ago. Bethany was only a few miles down the road from Jerusalem, and many of the people had come to console Martha and Mary in their loss. When Martha got word that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary stayed in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had only been here, Jesus, if you'd just been here, my brother wouldn't have died. He would not have died. But even now, I know that God will give whatever you ask." Jesus told her, "Your brother will rise again." Oh, we're going to keep reading through past verse 22. Verse 24, it says, "Yes, Martha said, he will rise when everyone else rises at the last day." Okay, she thinks that Jesus means at the resurrection, when everybody comes back to be with God, okay? Jesus told her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live even after dying. Everyone who lives in me and believes in me will never, ever die. Do you believe this, Martha?" Okay, so Martha says yes. And this is what I want to tell you. Okay, we're going to jump down. We're going to jump down to verse 43 in chapter 11, okay? Because Jesus goes, and this is one of Jesus' closest friends, Lazarus, okay? And he's been in the tomb for 4 days, all right? And the thing is, Jesus goes, and like as we skip down, we pass the shortest verse in the Bible. It says that Jesus wept. This is sad. It's heartbreaking to Jesus, okay? Like, don't think Jesus is just like, it'll be all right. Okay, Jesus is upset by this. But here's what happens. Jesus goes to the tomb. He has people roll the stone covering the entrance away. And then in verse 43 it says, then Jesus shouted, Lazarus, come out. And the dead man came out, his hands and feet bound in grave clothes, his face wrapped in a headcloth. Jesus told them, unwrap him and let him go. Okay, what's awesome about this is that Jesus went in and he raised this man from the dead, okay? But Lazarus' family had to wait. And they said, man, this is terrible. Like, this hurts. Like, this sucks. And they had to wait on Jesus. They had to wait to see what happened. They had to wait until the pain stopped. They had to wait until the hurting stopped. Okay? It was a really hard time in life. And why I bring this up, why I discuss this, is because here's the thing. Middle schooler, high school student, adult, whoever's watching this, guess what? You're going to have some tough times in life. You're going to have some really difficult times where life is hard and where you struggle. And hey, I want to give you this first takeaway for the lesson tonight, okay? Just because Jesus loves us and we love him doesn't mean we're not going to have problems and pains, okay? Just because we love Jesus and Jesus loves us doesn't mean we're going to have problems and pains in life, okay? You're going to have issues in life. You're going to have hard times and hard days, okay? Just because you love Jesus doesn't mean that you're going to have the easy peasy peaches life, okay? So, I mean, Lazarus loved Jesus. Jesus loved Lazarus, and Lazarus died. Okay? What I want you to understand is this, okay? God cares more about your character than your comfort. He wants to teach you something in the hard seasons. Okay? He wants to teach you these things. I want you to understand, Lazarus' sister, she's hurting, she's sad, she's upset because her brother just died. And she tells Jesus, hey, this sucks, but I know that whatever you ask and whatever you ask God, he'll do. And she still trusts that God is going to do something really incredible. She trusts that God is going to heal her brother and that the hard times are going to go away, okay? That everything's going to be all right. And she just trusts Jesus. And that's what I want to tell you today. Hey, you might be going through a hard time. Maybe something's going on at home. Maybe something at school is just wearing you out. Maybe life's just beating you up. I want to tell you, just wait. It's going to pass. Like, the time, it's going to pass. Jesus is still here. Jesus says to his disciples in Matthew chapter 28, before he goes back up to heaven to be with God, that he says, you're going to face trials. He says, but I'm with you always to the end of the age. He says, you're going to go out. You're going to be persecuted. People are going to try and stone you. People are going to try and kill you. But I'm going to be with you always. Okay? God cares more about your character than your comfort. He wants to take you in that really tough season, and he wants to shape you and mold you into the image of Jesus. Okay? Hey, and I want to give you just an example of this. Okay? Hey, in your tough times, this is probably what you see. Okay? What do you think about when you see this picture? You think, well, it just looks like a black square, right? Okay? It looks like darkness. When you think of darkness, you probably think of fear, of scary things, of the unknown. Okay, when you think about those times in life, they're really heavy, they're really hard, and we don't like them. They stink. But I want you to understand, what we see there is just a small window in the bigger picture of what God is doing. I want you to check this out. That small picture is actually just a part of this. The hard times and the hard things you face in life, God's not doing them to you, but God is going to be with you in them. God's never going to leave you in those hard times. He's going to be with you. And with that, hey, I just want us to answer some questions, okay? Let's look at this, okay? I haven't read the story of Lazarus and heard that. Okay, why do you think Jesus waited 2 days before going to see Mary, Martha, and Lazarus? Why do you think that? Do you think he just hung around? Just, saw some more people, hung out, maybe stopped at, a Wendy's or somewhere to get food? What do you think he did? Why do you think he waited 2 days? Okay. The second question is this. Does it seem loving? Why or why not? Does it seem loving that Jesus waited 2 days? Okay. Our third question is, do you think Jesus could have healed him from where he was at? like where he was? Do you think he could have done it? Like, if yes, like why didn't he? Like, if he could heal him, why didn't he do it from where he was at? Okay. The fourth question is this: Jesus was on God's timetable. In your life, how are you waiting on God? What are you waiting to see God do in your life? And the last question, the fifth question, is this: do you believe God has you in mind when he's creating a beautiful picture? Okay, that beautiful picture we saw of the universe and the galaxy that we just saw. Do you think God has you in mind when he's making this big, beautiful masterpiece? Because he does. Okay, hey, and as you guys begin to answer those questions in your group or by yourself as you think about these, I want you to take away this big idea for tonight. Our big idea for week 1 of asking for a friend is this: waiting on God is hard, but sometimes we have to do it. Okay? Hey, in your struggle and hard times in life, waiting on God is hard. It is. But you have to do it because he is going to take that hard season, that tough time, and he's going to do something incredible with it. He's going to get you past it. So trust that. Answer those questions, discuss that in your group, and guys, hey, we'll see you for week 2 of asking for a friend.